Okay, tap that. So that's all processing now, so we're good. You're safe. Okay, I need to bring up... No, I didn't want to open you PowerPoint. Go away. I need to bring up all my GIMP images that I'm working with here. So, you guys can't see some of my references, but I have a couple reference images going on. And then, let's see. It's gonna come up. Aha! I see it. It is live. Good. 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 Haha. So, spriting is a relatively slow process. So what you're about to see is a relatively slow process. This sprite here, it's probably not going to take me too much longer than a half hour, I'd hope. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is something that I need to do here, which is I need to define the spot. I think it's roughly here. To lower my mouse sensitivity. You need to basically match that. Because if you notice, the top of Grippup here's head is a lighter shade of gray, and so there's this outline that separates the two. You know, what's light and what's not. Okay, I'd say it's looking pretty good so far. I might want to get rid of a little bit here just to keep it, you know, a little bit more symmetrical in structure. So I need to get this. So I'm pulling colors from the front sprite that you guys can see as reference for what I'm doing here. Which is the nice thing about doing the back sprites is you already have all the colors. You don't have to define like placeholder colors. You already know what everything looks like. I'm just going to do that like that for now, even though I know for a fact I'm going to be coming back later and erasing some of that. Okay, I need this lighter gray outline. So I can do this. I think that looks pretty good. I'll do that. See, there's this ear here that needs outlined. Yeah, I think that's about all I can do with that. Okay, and then this here uses the darker shade. So Grippup here is kind of an interesting Pokemon because it's a normal electric type that evolves into a steel electric type. Yeah, that looks a little better, I think. How's this actually? Yeah, I feel like that captures the head roundness a bit better. Bit more effectively. Okay, and then I need to get this button. So Grippup and its evolution Switchhound are actually based on the Nintendo Switch Grippup. You know, everyone saw a puppy in the Joy-Con grip at the start, and that is the inspiration for this Pokemon. It is, well, its evolutionary line is that puppy that everyone saw. I'm trying to see. I feel like this doesn't look quite right. Try this. No, because it needs to have some structure, like. Yeah, it's the top part that's throwing it off. Because I need it to look like it's a, you know, a rounded button. Can't really see too much detail there. I could potentially do requested type shifts and sprites because I always liked changing types. This here is a Fakemon though, from the game I'm working on. This is a tricky perspective to get on this button. Let me see. I have to actually reference the main art to see what I'm doing here, so I'm not going to be able to see chat for a second. Concept art, good art, Grippup back. Hello. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I see. So thing one is that this is actually in front, like that. Thing two. I'm just going to erase all of this because this is off. So now let's see what the actual structure is supposed to look like. This here makes a lot more sense, what I'm seeing. So what's actually going on is that it's supposed to be the button. You're seeing it almost entirely from the back side. And the top is just barely visible here. It's going to be tricky to get it to look smooth though, because I don't want it to look too off. What I'm going to do is that. I'm going to try and bring that back up. Let's try this. How's that look? I feel like this is not going to look good. Yeah, I think this is the best structure for that. And I think what I'm doing here is probably going to be best if I do it. Kind of like that, maybe? Might even be better if I just did this. it's connected, it's here. What's this? I'm just trying to get this to look smooth. Oh, nope, that does not look good. Trying to get it to look good. That's all I'm trying to do. See, how's this? Then I'm gonna try getting rid of these. But yeah, Grippup's an electric normal type. I don't know, I feel like it's better if I just do it like that. Okay, and then I need to get I think that's actually pretty good on the head. The head's just about done now. Looks nice and round. Why, hello. Welcome. I just realized last night, like it was an embarrassingly long time it took me to realize that the APAC part of your new username is Kappa backwards, and I was like, what is a pack? What do I do with this? What is this name? How do I say? And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna say APAC because it's like Kappa. Well, actually, it would probably be a pack, but still. So Grippup is a Fakemon in the game I'm working on. It's an electric normal type based on the Nintendo Switch. Do I have the grip somewhere here? I might have a grip somewhere. Let me see if I can find one. The nearest one's in my backpack. I'll be right back. So, I take my Joy-Cons off my Switch. Oh, Switch is still on. Okay, so people saw this and they saw it and said, man, that looks kind of like a dog. So what we did is we took it and we made it into an actual dog. And so you can see the ears are kind of inspired by how these hang off. But the evolution is the one that actually looks a lot like this. Grippup itself is more based on a joystick. You look at its tail. But the evolution, Switchhound, looks just very quick. I'm going to change the reference from Grippup to Switchhound. If you look at Switchhound's face, it's much more like a Switch grip. Its eyes are asymmetrical. Like, you can see that it is definitely, you know... I should put this behind the Pokemon name. You can see that it's definitely more inspired by it. Even its horns are even in the places where the Joy-Cons triggers would be. But yeah, for now, we're only working on Grippup, though, so we don't need that. Where's Grippup? Aha. There we are. So yeah, that's what that is. Alright, that's what this little baby is. It's based partially on, like, golden retrievers. In, like, personality, it's supposed to be very loyal and caring, and everyone wants one as a pet kind of thing. So what I'm trying to do now is get all of these forms to look nice and neat. I feel like I need to scoot that up a bit. Like that. And then I think that's pretty good. But yeah, this one, it's one of the more convoluted ones to sprite and to deal with, like, color-wise, because it's very, it's all gray. Everything on its body is some shade of gray, and that makes it very difficult to sometimes see exactly what's going on. And when it was coming up with a shiny, I had to come up with a palette that, you know, didn't look weird when it was all gray. I think this is better. Yeah. And I think I will bring it a little bit more in the head. Yeah, it still looks pretty round that way. And then I think on the neck, I'm actually going to go like that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty nice. So the fun part, one of my favorite things about doing things like this, like back sprites, is with a back sprite, you get all the detail you can't do with a front sprite. Okay, this ball should actually, I'm just going to make it a perfect circle. I'm going to take this, get it to be about the right size. 12 by 12. Let's go one taller. Let's make it 13 and then by 13. Right, this is perfect circle. Okay. I'm just gonna fill it because it's easier than stroking. Oh wait, anti-aliasing on. Okay, 13 by 13. Fill. And then just erase everything that's not outline. So I'm going to come back in and fill that up differently. And then once this is done, got ourselves a nice little circle that we can plop on the tail. So yeah, I use GIMP for this. It's a electric normal type. And then it evolves into an electric steel type. It's actually one of the common Pokemon on the grunt teams for one of the evil teams. They're not really evil, but we have it as a common gruntmon on the video game club's team. Actually, I might just go like this, rather than have it curve in like that. No, I think it needs that little bit of curve to look right. But I might scoot it to there. Okay. And then, see, are there any other details that I'm missing from the main art? I don't think so. I think this is actually ready to get filled. Yep. Okay. Oh, that was fast. He says about a half hour into spriting it. Well, not a half hour. It's probably been like 20 minutes. Yeah, it's been closer to 20 minutes. Looking at the time on my stream count. Or not stream count, but the stream HUD on OBS. Okay, the tail is this color. Didn't realize that's supposed to be this color actually, so I have to go into here. Wait, did I just filled that with the outline color? Oops. Teehee, screwed up the colors. And that's the fun of having something that's entirely made in gray. Okay, so I need the dark gray from here. And that goes into these places. And then I need the light gray from up here. That goes here. That's the lightest shade, so I need to add the actual shade to it. And then fill that, fill that. Oh, I mean, that's what it's supposed to look like, so far so good. Oh, I also forgot to mention the little, like, button diamond on its hind legs is a little reference to the Switch button layout, like the general Nintendo button layout and arcade button layouts and stuff, like how buttons are often in diamonds. But when it evolves, it gets on its side three arrows, which actually, I hadn't thrown my Joy-Cons over there. I could show you. Joy-Cons, come back. If you look at a Joy-Con on this spot right here, I don't know how visible that is. Like right below, maybe if I get that closer, it'll focus on it. I don't know. Guess not. Doesn't want to. Camera, will you focus on this instead? No? But there's you can see there's 3 arrows on the Joy-Con saying which way to slide it. So the evolution actually gets that on its side. They're really fast Pokemon. That's their main thing is their speed. Okay, so let's get this filled in with its lightness. And let's get this some shade. Okay, so we've got shadow there and shadow there. How's that? Is that that doesn't look bad? That looks pretty good. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of wrapping. No, that looks dumb. That was bad. That was a bad idea. But I should, because I have more room, add some dithering, because that might look good. Right, that's how that works. You add dithering because it might look good. How's that? I feel like I made it too boxy. And then, let's see, so there's light here, so let's put light there. I've been trying to keep my dithers very actually that looks pretty good. I've been trying to keep my dithers more uniform and not like, oh, just randomly adding these dots here to make it look less like incredibly smooth. Actually, because I'm now debating whether I should have done that much dither or not, because thinking about it, this little guy is made of plastic. Like the button is a plastic button kind of thing on its head, so it should be more glossy, shouldn't it? That's how that would work. So I think I'm gonna actually Go back in and add the... Get rid of some of this dither. Because it is supposed to look that smooth. Why is that? Oh, why is that asymmetrical now? I don't know. I think the shadow dither was fine. I think the... Yeah. I think the light patch should be more... You know. If anything's going to be glossy and smooth, it's going to be the light. Okay, so what I want to do... I want to add some dither here then, too. So I did it there. I'd say those are pretty good. Now I can start getting to the rest of the body here. So for this, we're going to need some shadow. We need shadow like that, and we're going to need some under the head, because you don't want the light to like feel off. I feel like that's a bit better. Shading is probably one of the harder parts to get right, because there's a lot more to focus on with shading. Because with shading, it's like, you know, where is the light source? How would that play with, you know, this part of the Pokemon? How would that play with this part? You know, the anatomy looks like this here. So what would that do to the shadows on it? I feel like this one's got like the least actual shadow. Oh, there we go. I was like, I haven't seen any new messages, or any new chat things, and I was like, oh, because it got froze. I'm just going to close the chat, and then I'm going to reopen so that I can actually, hopefully, have it keeping track of itself. But, I feel like there should be more shadow here than I've been giving it. I've been going pretty easy on it shadow wise, but I feel like I need more. I also feel like I could easily go into a range where I have too much shadow. What do I want to do with that? What shall I do? What is the goal on the shading? And then for this section, that, and then here, gotta have a little. Because that would most realistically have something going on shading wise. Yeah, there's gotta be a little bit of something here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna add some dithering to actually polish up some of these structures in shadow. I don't like how that looked. I need to use less dither on this one, I feel, than I'm used to. Because if I use too much, it ends up getting really off, I feel. And then underneath the button, add some shadow. I'd say this one's almost done. Not entirely sure what else I can do to it, because it's a really simple one, all things said and done. It's like there's not too much I can really do. This should be shadow, this should be shadow. I feel like this maybe should just go like that. Put it there. Yeah. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of dither to the tail, and I think that'll be all I can do here for the base. And then I'll send it off to the group chat at some point. Let everyone take a look and get a feel for how they like it. I'd say that's pretty good looking though. So the only thing that I'm not too happy with is that. So it's making the head look a little less round. I'd say that's pretty good. I'm gonna recenter the sprite because I removed a small chunk from it. So okay, lift that up, pop it back down. Did it move at all? It did move. It moved one forward. Okay, I don't need the concept art layer. Don't need this. Okay, image mode indexed, and then I need to use, don't remove any colors, image 50. Okay, so now it matches with this one perfectly. That's 26. Okay. I'm just going to save it first. You guys can't see the saving process, but trust me, that's what's happening right now. 026. Grippup back. And so now comes the really fun part, which is just changing the palette to match the shiny. Because I make sure, hopefully it's going to work out just the same as I'm hoping it will. It looks like it should. So if I go to colors map, okay, so I'm just going to set the color map to match the shiny. And boom, there it is. That was easy. Alright, and then I'm just going to save that as Grippup. Grippup back shiny. Is it? Okay, it goes back shiny, not shiny back. I feel like I always screw that up. Okay, so that's one done. I honestly do have time. I could probably just do the next one that I was saying I was going to do, possibly, if time permitted. The thumbnail. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get rid of these guys, because I don't need them as reference anymore. Save to that. So, what I need is already open. Aha! Good job, OBS. You found it. So let's get that nice and big so that I can scale it up 800%. Have some space on the edges. Go back to OBS. Ah, I got that pretty much the same size as the other one was. Oh, what am I moving? Okay, can I click the reference? Okay. Scoot you there. Scale ya. Alright, change the reference to Jopossum now. Jopossum's a relatively old sprite, so it's probably going to look kind of eh. Right, it should be right after. Yeah. And then Jopossum is a pure normal type. Jopossum. It's the baby. The evolved form is just Possum. And Possum. Did I spell Jopossum right? I did. Okay. Possum is this. Very angry. It has an interesting new ability that we came up with, which is called Play Dead, and hopefully we can implement it the way we want to. The goal is to make it like Regenerator, but you have to get KO'd first. So like it knocks your Pokemon out, and then once per battle, when it gets knocked out, it returns to your party at a third health. Basically, it pretends to have fainted. Like, it's not a super important ability or anything. It's not gonna be broken or game-changing. The Pokemon stats aren't good enough for that. But, let's see, where is... Need to open up reference. So that I can actually work on this. And then the shiny of it is based on a Chia Pet. It looks like a Chia Pet slathered in the seeds. It's also one of the smallest sprites we have. Jeez, so tiny. It's actually not half bad looking at it. I mean, I could have had a dither. Like that's the main thing this is missing, is that it could get some dither going. But other than that, this is pretty good. I'm gonna have to reference a bit for the eyes, but like it's not bad. I think I'm gonna do the fluff outline first. Let's open a new layer, sprite, and then we're gonna add another layer, and that's going to be not this color because that's not gonna have contrast at all. So let's go with a nice blue. Yeah, kind of like a blue greenish teal vibe going on. Okay, what's going on in this art? Where is Jopossum's art? Jopossum back. Hello. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with the ear here, because this, maybe if I completed a bit more of it, because it feels like it's a little bit off perspective wise, or made this one smaller. That would probably work too. Yeah, we're gonna be starting with the fluff. Seems pretty simple. Just whoop, whoop. This is gonna be hard to see over the reference. It's gonna be real hard to see over the reference. See, that one's in front. So right now I'm working off the actual art, so I can't see the chat. There we go. You know, this one's the basically the Rattata of the game, I would say. It's, you know, it's just a starting area, 2-stage normal type. But it's interesting because most of those Pokemon, like most of those starting area 2-stage normal types are not tanks, but that's really the only thing this thing's got going for it, is that it is kind of a tank. Which actually makes the Possum that we had in the demo build of the first gym absolutely, it was an abomination. Like, that thing, like, you got up against the Possum and you better have something nice going for you. Well, it wasn't the first gym, but it was an early gym. That's the second one. Like, that thing was absolutely horrifying. It would wreck your team real easy if you didn't, you know, play smart. Okay, I think it's gonna look like that. Yeah, looks like there's another finger there. Try and smooth that a bit. Okay, and there's another spot because you got the tail. The tail goes over that. It comes to a point. Look at that. That's not bad, right? Looks pretty good. Okay. So I might go like that and then just bring this in. Give it a sense that it's coming out of the fluff. Actually, the tail looks longer than it's being depicted here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the tail actually longer looking. Shouldn't really be getting in the way of the fluff at all, because like the tail, looking at this, you know, it's got some size to it. It's not tiny. Oh, hello, such foxy, such spicy. Welcome back. Let's see. That's looking pretty good. It's nice and smooth and fluffy looking. Now I have to do the face, which is the part I was kind of dreading because it's at a weird angle. Okay, so we got. Let's get this eye in. This eye is gonna be focal point of the face. You got the nose. Honestly, the eye. This perspective's a little off on the art, I think. Because it feels like this eye is closer than it should be to the nose. gonna scooch that a little bit back, not a ton. Just gonna go like that. Man, why is the eye gonna be smaller? Alright, I think what's going on is that the eye is kind of being squinted up a little bit because its face is getting in the way. Looks so angry that way, though. He's supposed to be happy. Still looks angry. I think it's just the angle. There's no fixing the anger in that face. Alright, so this Pokemon's based off of a possum, like a baby possum. They're little fluff balls and they're adorable. But yeah, I think, because I was like, you know, I was trying to think of things that were from the region of the college, because that's where we're basing most of the stuff off for the game, is, you know, what's in the area of the college, what is, you know, what is the ecosystem like around it. And so we ended up having a lot of things that are like, you know, common North American animals. So we got like, got the possum, we've got we got worms. I mean, that's one of the starter lines is a worm. Okay, I'll make that a little smoother. I'm just trying to get the shape of the ears first and foremost, because I don't want it to get too off looking. Okay, that's definitely off. Like, one of my goals here is, in working on the ears now, is to try and make sure that they look like they match each other. Which is kind of tricky, because the perspective's real weird on them. And the art that I was given. Let's like that. How's that? That looks pretty good. It looks like one ear's kind of up and listening, and the other ear's just kind of lilting to the side. And then now we can actually add their coloration on. So it looks like it's a good bit of the ear. Okay. All right, that looks pretty nice, I'd say, ear-wise. It looks accurate enough, I'd say, to the initial art. To the front sprite and all that. Let's see, what's the... That actually seems to match up pretty close to the art I was given too, so that's good. Well, the main thing I'm trying to get is that, you know, this is the back of the ear that you're looking at, so I'm trying to match that curvature. It's just real tricky. As I'm quickly learning, it's hard to get the sense that the ear is curved translated into this. Such minute detail. think that's pretty good on those. Alright, so I need to get the face. Feel like that's not right. I think one thing I need to do is I need to extend the face a bit. Because it feels like it's too short. Even at, like, because it is at a weird angle, but like I feel like it still looked a bit short compared to how it's supposed to look. Okay, and then what? I do have a darker shade of skin color. What? Why is that not on the ears in the original sprite? Oh, I'm shook at myself for not making this as clear as possible on that one. Alright, I'm just gonna add that here to add some, like, yeah, it's darker shading kind of thing on the bits there. And then the mouth is big on this guy. It goes all the way back to, like, here. Oh, the guy's got a huge mouth. It's kind of hard to see, I think that should be fine, just having it go straight back like that. Oh, he looks so grumpy. Oh, my poor baby. Your dog went to sleep on your bed again. I mean, that's what dogs do. They sleep on people's beds half the time. They sleep where they can find a spot to sleep, honestly. I think that's what I've learned in all of my interactions with dogs thus far, is that if there's a place that they can sleep, they will be sleeping on it. Like, alright, let's get that in. Starting to come together. I think that this here needs to be more with the light stuff, I think. Just because I feel like it looks real. It's hard to tell the difference between this color and this color. And like I could go like that. Add some of that there. Because what color are the ears on? The shiny. But the shiny's ears go a different color. Well, the shiny's ears look pretty much straight black. So that might not be an awful choice to do that, because that's just gonna mean, oh no, there's like, you know, this dark gray color on the ears. Yeah, this is pure normal. Okay, so let's get. I feel like I need to get more fluff going on. You know, you need a little bit something going on in the back. That's a bit big. Like, I'm trying to figure out like where I want to do it and how much I want to do. Oh. I think. What do I want out of the fluff on the back? Because like this is tricky because I have to kind of like find a way to fit something. You know, it's not too big. It looks pretty smooth. And at the back, somewhere. Not very smooth. I'm gonna put one more in. It's like there. I think that's enough. So this one starts pure normal, and I think it stays pure normal, honestly. Let me double check. It is... Let's scroll all the way up in this list. Pure normal that stays pure normal. Yep. And then it becomes... Let's see, what are the stats on it? Speed, defense, and special defense are all tied. It has horrible special attack. Its attack is its only okay stat, but that's only after it evolves. Like, its attack is its okay offensive stat. Its HP is pretty high, though. Jopossum alone has a base 75, so it's pretty bulky. It's a bulky little guy. I mean, I could see reasons for it to be Dark Fairy. The main goal, though, with it was to try and make sure that we had something like a Rattata or a Watchog for our starting area in the game. We didn't want to have it so it was like... Because we wanted to stick to certain conventions, and we thought that was a strong convention to stick to. I feel like that's... Yeah, that should be fine. And then the other thing is our goal was to keep as many of the Pokemon types as close in number to each other as possible. So, what types do we have? What is the most we have? Cumulative. The most is Steel-type Pokemon at 29. We have 25 normal types, 22 dark types, 18 fairy types. Fairy and Dragon are tied for the least at 18 and 18 Pokemon. That's actually kind of sad. It's like, you know. But I think we have a decent amount of theming going on for most of them. Because a lot of our fairy types are musical inspired because there's a music program on campus. We wanted to find a way to represent that a little bit, so we have fairy type Pokemon kind of filling all of the music niche. Or at least most of it. Okay, I think that's good on that. Gonna need to get that color in. Kind of bad because the nose doesn't get to have its, lighter pressure. I mean, I could go and be like, ding. Just to give the nose just a hint of a shine. Just a hint. Using the shadow color from the ears. And this here. Okay, I've got an ear right there, so I don't think it would be immediately nice and bright. See about anywhere on maybe here. And the head would have a little bit of a shine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just click that. A little dithered bit of shinage. And then on the tail, get here and the tip. I'd say that's pretty good for most of the main body. So now we gotta get this fluff. Fluffy. So this stuff is gonna be like, you know, fluff is always kind of tricky to get right though. And shading. So the fluffier something is, the more you gotta have a lot of roundness to it. Everything is round and smooth and, you know, fluffy. And you got spots that are like out of nowhere that are more shiny or, you know, have a little bit more light to them than you would expect. Potentially. I think this is where I'm going to have the end of all light stuff. Okay, let's try and match that up with the tail bit. It's not really working. I mean, the tail is kind of far off too compared to that. Got this piece of fluff here. We're definitely going to be adding dither to this to make it have a little bit more standing out to it. Shading is it's a very like trial by error kind of thing on sprites, because you gotta get a feel for it. You throw something on and go, does that feel right? And then you look and you're like, no, it doesn't feel right, and so you gotta tweak it then. But just throw it on and you ask yourself, how's this? Go, no, not a fan of that. Okay. Now I'm gonna add dither. Actually, that just no. You should add. Yeah, let's add dither now, because this is quite fluffy. Quite fluffy. The inside there. use dither here to get the end of this. And for this one, I think we'll go. That's pretty good. There's a back sprite for this. Let's see if there's anywhere else I could add. I'm gonna add a little bit of like a patch of shadow here. I'm just gonna add a little patch of light here. I don't like the face dither there. There, I think that looks pretty good. I might. Yeah, I think that looks a little better though than what I had going on. Oh, I think I ate into some of this with dithering. Teehee. I'm gonna go with all that with the dark outline so that I can see it better. Make it stand out a bit more. Because it makes it stand out here more. To use the lighter outline. Where I can. Okay. I think I need to add a little bit more to make this look like it's actually, you know, right up against the head. Good. I think that'll work. I'll just leave it as that is. Okay, make sure it's good and centered. It's probably not centered anymore. So I'm gonna plop it back down to shift. Shift it a little bit, so. Recentered. Get rid of the concept art. Get rid of that. Mode, index it using the same palette. It's 52. Oh, get off a GIMP. Okay. And then now that it's indexed like this, I can save it. Jopossum back. And let's see. Well, one was 26, right? So 28. I think. Just double check, make sure I wasn't using the numbers that were off. Because we were off at one point. Yeah, 28. Okay. colors. Map, set color map. I know the other one's gone. And yes, easy transition. Wow, nice. Well, I guess I was able to get to both of the sprites. Oh, so with the live streams, they have a unified description thing, like it saves the description from the last stream. And it's way easier to leave the description for all the Nuzlocke rules in the case that I'm doing a Nuzlocke video there than to not. It's like it's an easy to have default that keeps me from forgetting to put the Nuzlocke rules into the description, which if I end up doing that ends up being a process that could take like 3 minutes of me finding one of the previous Nuzlockes, going in, copying and pasting the rules from that description into the description of the live stream while it's running. So like I do it that way just because it makes it a little bit easier on me in the case that someone asks. But yeah, anyways, now that I've gotten these, yes, this is the shiny. It's a terracotta orange with a shiny kind of glossy black to match like the black parts that they use on Chia Pets, and then this is supposed to look like the chia seed sludge, and then when it evolves, I can actually show you guys in the reference here. When it evolves, the shiny is all of the chia seeds have sprouted, so it's a lot more green rather than, you know, just brown. Like you can see, like that's what this is going to become. You know, it's not going to stay this kind of ugly, kind of greenish brown color. It's gonna get cool at some point. It's one of my favorite shinies, actually. It looks like a carrot wrapped up in leaves. But let's see where it is. It's the original. With that said and done, I'm probably gonna be heading out in a minute because I got stuff to do. I got packing to do and all that for college. So let me just make sure I saved the shiny. I think I did. Yeah. Did I just make a mark? No. Okay. But yeah. So those two are done. I have successfully did a bit more. Oh, you put a link to the sprites for the Sienna starters in the comment section? That's awesome. That's going to come super in handy for when I get ready for all that. Because I do have a decent bit of prep. Because I was working on it until like noon, and I'm like, I gotta shower and eat food like a human before I stream. So I don't think I'm going to be able to finish all the Sienna assets that I'm making just yet. So yeah, having access to the sprites is going to come super in handy. I'm trying to think. The only other thing is potentially getting art for the, you know, for the thumbnails, but I can just use the sprites for that too if I need to. But yeah, that said, I'm going to head out and go do human things as humans do, and you should too. Thank you so much if you joined me live or after the fact. It doesn't matter to me as long as you had some fun. Thank you for joining me. Let's get Rogue Samurai, Yokai Apak, such foxy, such spicy. Thank you so much. Is that everyone? Did I miss anyone? Nope. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I had some fun with Mario Kart today. I did some sprites. I'm going to send these off to the group chat before I start packing stuff. And hopefully someone will be like, yeah, these look good. Keep them. And not be like, I think all of this one is bad. That said, that's not too likely. They tend to go pretty well. But, yeah. Alright, farewell. Goodbye. Buzz, do you want to say goodbye or are you just going to sleep? Hey. 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 He's just going to sleep. Alright. Bye, everyone. Farewell.